I want to go to the X Games.
I'd love to go to the Olympics.
I want to win the gold medal.
I dream to be in the Olympics, and I dream to be in the X Games and all that stuff.
Hello and welcome to Sports Illustrated for Kids' Next Snow Search. I'm Ken Harkin. We're high in the Rocky Mountains in beautiful Keystone, Colorado. We've invited 140 of North America's top skiers and snowboarders, born between the years 1990 and 1995. So you do the math. The youngest competitor here is 8 years old, the oldest is 14. And what they're gonna be doing is attacking this mountain. You're gonna see them in the terrain parks, you're gonna see them on the slalom courses, but right now, we're gonna throw it on down to the bumps course and see how the competitors fare.
Ah, the bumps course. Not the place you'd expect to see a snowboarder, but this is an all-mountain competition. Here's 12-year-old Jed Anderson.
It hurt. I'm used to smooth jumps and steep landings. I'm not used to moguls, but I don't know, I got used to it.
Jed is always in good spirits despite the challenging terrain. His best events are still to come. Next up, a 10-year-old mogul skier.
My name's Tanner Kai. I came from Park City, Utah, and I was born in 1993. I've been on the Park City Mogul team for 4 years. I did good in moguls, and I competed against free riders, skiers and snowboarders, what is it called? Like mogul skiers. It's fun and I'm having a good time and it's fun.
Hey, we're all having fun, Tanner, but Carl Fosved was all about business. At 13 years old, Carl was out to impress the judges. Over the next 3 days, he's looking to earn a spot on the next Snow Search team. 25 out of 140 athletes will eventually be named to the team. Here's a look at telemarker Josie Gesner out of Breckenridge, Colorado. At 13, she showed superior skills on the moguls course in one of the most challenging forms of skiing.
Gravity catches up.
I'm Bruce Perry, Jr. I'm 8 years old, and I'm from Dillon, Colorado. It's fun. I get to ski all the time.
Bruce gets to ski with his dad, Bruce Sr., a former pro mogul skier.
I wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for him. My dad gives me pointers. It's very fun. He teaches me something every day. He tells me, like, when I turn, always remember to say in my head, left, right, when I turn. He's a great skier.
At only 40 pounds, he weighs less than the luggage the other competitors brought to this event. But don't worry, Bruce, you've got plenty of time to catch up to Dad.
Gonna get tough get going in the mouth.
Next up, the competitors had a chance to session the terrain park. First up, it was 13-year-old Jamie Anderson out of Sierra Tahoe. Already a veteran of the X Games, she caught the judges' eyes the minute she dropped into the course. 14-year-old Tyler Troy out of Mount Snow, Vermont, the first of many talented East Coast athletes that we'll be seeing today. On to 13-year-old Utah free skiers Tosh Peters. He excelled in the park and the pipe. Then there was 11-year-old Sean Pettit, showing that progression shows no age barriers.
He's doing some stuff on rails that was so sick. It was crazy, and I think he'll go real far. He's throwing stuff that I couldn't throw, and there's some other guys who were just crazy on rails and air and half pipe.
Other kids like Carl Fosved, who we saw earlier in the bumps course. Now Carl is quickly becoming a contender for the overall here at the Next Snow Search. But there's a lot more to the Next Snow Search than just competition.
My name is Samantha Gillingham, and I'm 9 years old.
Every one of these athletes are backed by their families and their hometowns. But this week, part of the Gillingham team was missing. Samantha's dad couldn't make the trip to Keystone.
This one he couldn't come, because he has some bad heart conditions, so.
We weren't sure how safe it would be with the altitude up here and just being, I guess, with the oxygen level up here. And
all I know is I love him, and I'm sorry he can't be here, but
yeah, he calls me, and we're still on the mountain. I'm like, Dad, we're not done yet. Wait, we'll call you when we get back. He's like, all right, call me, let me know. He's here in spirit, you know.
Samantha had a message for everyone back home in Killington.
I'm probably gonna tell him that it was really fun, I had a good time, and hopefully maybe you can make it next time.
We wish Sam and her family the very best. Day 2, the North Peak Expedition. The judges have cut the field to 50 competitors. Those athletes now face a course that drops more than 1,500 vertical feet. This is big mountain riding. Jamie Anderson, one of 5 sisters, was up first.
Like when I first started riding, I didn't have anything. My sisters just gave me all their hand-me-downs, and then, I don't know, I wouldn't be anywhere without them. It's kind of cool because like in the lineup, it's not just like all guys or all snowboarders. It's like skier, girl, snowboarder, boy. It's all like mixed up and everyone's together. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Mad River Glen, Vermont is known for legendary extreme skiers. And etching himself into that legend is 10-year-old Nate DeFlavio. From one coast to another, let's meet this California girl.
Hi, I'm Indigo Monk. I'm 9 years old. I'm from Manhattan Beach, California. Yeah, I want to be a pro snowboarder just because you can have a career just with snowboarding. I think that's so cool. I love snowboarding because it's just fun. You can be free. You can just do like any trick if you know it. Like you can't just go out and do a 540 if you haven't even practiced it. Some of my favorite snowboarders, I've got a lot of them. Hannah Teeter, Jed Anderson, Jamie Anderson, and I like Danny Cass's style. It's pretty fun. My mom was telling me to go off the jump Danny Cass style. She was like, go off the jump just thinking, speed is your friend, Danny Cass. It was crazy. I've never competed against Jamie Anderson. She's one of my idols, so I was just like, oh my gosh. I competed against a 14-year-old, and I'm only 9.
Personality and skill. At 9 years old, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of Indigo Monk. On to Drew Anderson, 13 years old, out of Schweitzer Mountain, Idaho. He's a contender for the Next Snow Search team and for the overall skier title. Next up was 10-year-old Ben Watts from that hotbed of snowboarding, Bend, Oregon. Ben is also the Pacific Northwest Amateur Skateboarding Champion.
KC's, California's got a reputation. What she didn't ask for, and she's waiting.
A standout for the ladies was Sophia Schwartz from Ketchum, Idaho. She's 13 years old and a mogul skier, but she displayed great form and solid control. Remember, she's competing in the first ever all-mountain event. Both boys and girls compete in one class, regardless of age or equipment. Tommy Emanuelson, 13 years old, growing up in Stowe, Vermont. A wonderful place to grow up if you're a snowboarder. Heck, you got the U.S. Open not too far away, and he's also a member of the Burton Youth snowboarding team. Sean Pettit, we saw him earlier make quick work of the terrain park. Well, here he decided to do things a little bit differently. This 11-year-old went down switch or backwards on his skis. He's from Whistler, BC, so he's used to big mountain riding. Here's another free skier you have to meet.
My name is Chris Logan. I'm 14 and I ski at Mount Snow, Vermont. I ski there and you get a fair amount of competition, but you don't see guys from all over the US and Canada and like kids who are better than the kids who you normally compete with. Big air jump was so sick. I loved it.
The big air was less of a competition and more like a giant party. You had a torchlight athlete parade, fireworks, and a laser light show. All that, and the riders were going off.
I was feeling a little nervous because a couple of kids before me were just knowing it.
Well, Chris didn't have to worry about coming up short. He pulled a 720 on his first attempt. Fifth place went to Brandon Lewis out of Mount Snow, Vermont. Fourth place went to Kyle Smain, 12 years old from Kirkwood, California. Third place was Chris Logan, who pulled a 900, but watch his ski. It pops off and he continues to make it down the hill. Second place was Drew Anderson. He also pulled a 900. But top honor went to Brady Monk from the Canyons in Utah. He pulled a searing 720. We've got fire, lasers, and the best skiing and snowboarding yet to come. Don't go anywhere because the Sports Illustrated for Kids Next Snow Search will continue right after this.
The road to the Olympic Games starts right here in our national forests. Now, you don't have to be an extreme athlete to enjoy skiing or snowboarding. That's just one way everyone can enjoy the winter. And when you come back in the summer, you'll find there's many other ways you can have fun and experience nature in our forests and mountains. You know what, Brennan? This could very well be, your path to the Olympics.
You think so?
Positively. Get out and enjoy your national forest. This is where life is.
Welcome back to the Sports Illustrated for Kids Next Snow Search in beautiful Keystone, Colorado. Now, what do you get when you take the trucks off a skateboard? You get the snow skate, and it was one of the newest ways for both the athletes competing and the spectators to kind of interact and enjoy the brand new snow skate park. It's time to strap in and head to the top of the half pipe for a race that's never been done before. It's the dual challenge. In the blue course, you have Carl Fosved. In the red course, you've got Kyle Smain. Both of these riders are going to be racing down the sides of the half pipe, and then they have to contend with two rollers at the end. Fosved in the blue got an early lead, but Smain was able to make up time on the outside of the pipe and win the heat.
Snow comes falling down. The flakes through the face to cover up the ground.
You remember 8-year-old Bruce Perry? At 40 pounds, he sits in the blue gate, and in the red gate was Nate DeFlavio. Even though he has a slight weight disadvantage, he's still in the running for the top 25. This is a long course and the judges are looking for style as well as personality. Now, even though Nate DeFlavio would go on to win this race, he didn't win the personality competition. We'll see more of Bruce Perry later on. Back to the top. We've got Drew Anderson in the blue gate and McRae Williams in the red. Drew got second place in the big air competition the night before, showing you why he's such a good overall competitor. He took the lead early and did not relinquish it. So overall, the dual challenge was a great blend of fun and competition.
Now, the judges here certainly have a position that I don't covet, and that is they had to take 140 of the best skiers and snowboarders and narrow them down to 50. Remember, we're only going to take 25 to form our next Snow Search team. And right now, the athletes have their second attempt at the terrain park right behind me to impress these judges.
The judges are going to be looking at the athletes on the two massive kickers, as well as a variety of rails at the bottom of the course. First up is Jamie Anderson, who is certainly at home on the slopestyle course.
Just have fun doing it, and if they're not having fun, then just don't do it. Go home for the day and go back when you are having fun. That's what it's all about.
Jamie threw down on the kickers and the rails. And another athlete that had a good time was Jed Anderson.
I liked a lot of the other kids out there. It's kind of weird snowboarding with skiers, just in the same competition, but at the same time, it was pretty fun. I think the skiers are amazing. Like, snowboarders, they're still having some trouble, just committing and stuff, but the little skiers are doing cork 900s and all this crazy stuff that I never expected any skiers to do at that age. So it was pretty cool just to come out and see that.
One of those skiers was Drew Anderson. We saw him in the dual challenge. We saw him throw the 900 in the big air. Here he is just making quick work of that half pipe, so smooth and with great air awareness. On to Brennan Swanson. He was a last-minute entrant. Didn't even think he was going to be able to compete, and here he is in the top 50. Throughout the weekend, the Next Snow Search has discovered some very strong free skiers. Here's one of them.
I'm Tosh Peters. I was born in 1990, so I'm 13 right now, and I'm from Park City, Utah. Well, my mom was in the World Cup, and she was on the U.S. team, so my parents got me started really young, and it just kind of took off from there. Riding with all the best guys on the best terrain, just busting, it's a really good vibe going on. Yeah, I'm really fortunate to have these opportunities and to be here doing this right now. It's awesome.
And with that attitude, it's clear to see why Tosh has been excelling all weekend long. Coming up on the Sports Illustrated for Kids Next Snow Search, we'll have the conclusion of the terrain park. So don't touch that remote.
Skiing and snowboarding are great ways to get outside and enjoy winter. Both are lifetime sports for everyone to share. To find out where you can learn to ride the snow, check out www.snowmonsters.com. You'll get tips about on-slope safety, games, and other fun stuff for kids who like to ski and ride. Snow Monsters is a program hosted by a nationwide network of resorts to promote skiing and snowboarding fun for kids.
Skiers and snowboarders came from over 51 resorts to the Next Snow Search.
Hi, I'm Aaron Breslin, and I'm from Keystone, Colorado, and I'm 12 years old.
You didn't have to come from a major resort that hosts World Cup races. You just have to come from a place that loves skiing and snowboarding.
Robertson. I'm 10 years old and I'm from Winter Park.
Hey, my name's Grant Murray and I'm from Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I'm 11 years old. Yeah! I'm Matt Granzo. I'm from Vail, Colorado. And I'm 11 years old.
We return to the train park with Adam Battersby from the Canyons, Utah. 13 years old, friends with Tosh Peters, and it shows, really skilled in the air and using the jibs and rails on the course. Brady Monk, our first place finisher in the big air, was showing you why he's got some skills in the air as he hit the kickers, but he's also got some technical prowess. We saw McRae Williams in the dual challenge, but he's much more comfortable here on the slopestyle course. Big airs coming in switch 360, and then on the second kicker, really opened up. Off axis. He's 13 years old, and he too is from the Canyons in Utah. And was beginning to be something of an east-west battle as we moved into Chris Logan, 14-year-old skier from Mount Snow, Vermont.
It's not just if you're good in air, good in rails, good in moguls, you got to be good at everything.
Well, for such a young competitor, he certainly has figured it out because he is versatile in the air and on the rails. And then, yes, another Mount Snow local, 13-year-old Brandon Lewis. He took 5th place in the big air, and that's what he was giving us here in this half pipe. But when you go big, you run the risk of hitting into some bobbles. There you can see one, and here, things didn't quite work out with that off-axis rotation.
It's totally different than any other event I've ever done. You know, it's just, we went out, had a good time, just free rode. I've ridden pipe more, so I did better than that. They judged us on, like, not what tricks we did, but how we were off the head.